Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Technical manager for today's game is Mr. Henk van der Linden from Netherlands. And now please write and listen to the anthem of both teams. The first anthem is from the Belarus. Thank you. And now answer from Russia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Municipal Stadium in Brno, Czech Republic, for the last game of round-robin play. In this case, it will be pool. Actually, don't know, but it is Pool A. This last game of round-robin will feature Team Belarus against Team Russia. We'll be bringing you this game live here at Playo.tv, your partner for live broadcasting. I'm here with Richard Kania.
Good afternoon and welcome.
You can see that the game is almost ready to start. The pregame conference is going on at home plate. The Russians, who are the home team for this game, will be taking the field shortly. And they're already doing that now, so we can have a quick look around the horn at their starting defensive lineup. On the mound, we'll have Maxime Mcaren, number 24, and he'll be batting third. So no designated hitter in this game for either of the teams. Or what do you think about that, Richard?
Well, it's kind of unusual, but as I looked at the statistics, both of the pitchers are pretty good hitters according to their standards. I mean, these teams didn't have more than 1 or 2 extra base hits, so why waste your hitting power?
Definitely. I'm really glad to see something like this. At least the pitcher will get a chance to enjoy the entire game. I mean, meaning all components of baseball. So fans of National League would be definitely happy to see something like this. No designated hitter. So the pitcher, as I said, is Maxime Mcaren. Catching him will be number 13, Daniil Komyakov, playing first. We've got number 20, Evgeny Libin, playing second. And batting leadoff, Georgi Kochnov, player number 1. Playing third, batting last, Ilya Vorobyev, player number 5. The shortstop is player number 10, Antonio Bulte. And the outfield from left to right, Denis Leonov, Alexander Kolosov, and Sergei Kudryashov. And we already see the first batter of the lineup for Team Belarus walking into the batter's box, and that will be Kirill Karabko, player number 10. He'll be playing first.
I will briefly introduce you to the umpires. Behind the home plate will be Adam Wojcik from Poland. At first base, we'll have Paul Nguyen from France, and at third base is Jose Miguel Peña from Spain.
And we are almost ready to see the first pitch of the game by Maxime Mcaren. And here it comes. And the first pitch missed outside. 1 ball. This game will decide who will take the third and fourth respective spot in Pool A. The Russians lost to Croatia on Monday by a score of 2-1. And in that game yesterday, they were beaten by the Netherlands by a score of 9-1. Whereas Belarus lost to the Netherlands by a score of 9-0. And in a wild game against Croatia, they lost 18-7. Now the count already 1-2 on the first batter for Team Belarus, and he swings and misses, and he strikes out. So the Russian pitcher, Maxime Mcaren, opens the game with a strikeout. Maxime Mcaren, quick look at the stats. He's already pitched an inning, struck out 2 batters, and did not allow a hit. Batting now, number 15, Ilya Jamchuk, the second baseman. Good pitch by Mcaren, gets a piece of the zone.
Quick look at the Pool C. Germany plays France for the first place, and France is up by 4 runs, 8-4 in the 9th inning. At the top of the 9th inning, the French team took the lead, 8-4.
This game in Pool C will decide who will face the organizing team, that is the Czech Republic, in the quarterfinals. But we'll get to that later. Now another pitch by Makarov, and that's strike 2. Mcaren, I'm sorry. So now the count should be even at 2 with 1 out. We've got a hot day going on here in Brno. Almost no wind. Temperature of around 30 degrees Celsius. So that will make it a bit more difficult on the players. But I guess They're used to that. Now the count full. Swing and a miss, and Maxime Mcaren struck out the second batter that he faced. The hard-throwing Russian. Most of his pitches so far seem to have been fastballs. Batting now, number 5, the third baseman, Johanni Kurhun.
Okay, another quick look at Pool B. Spain plays Great Britain, and in the 4th inning, the score is 2-0 in favor of Spain. The 4th inning, 2-0, Spain up.
Now Kurhun fouled the off-speed pitch down the right field line.
And that's the first contact of the ball from the team Belarus.
And now for the 1-2 pitch with 2 down. There's Mcaren, and he goes upstairs with that one. Count even at 2.
And this pitch was clocked 126 kilometers per hour.
And now the 2-2 delivery, and that's in there. Strike 3, so Maxime Mcaren struck out the side. Good start of the game for the young Russian hurler. Born in 1998, he turned 19 last month. So now it will be the Russians' turn to bat. So we'll have a quick look at the starting defensive lineup for Team Belarus. Pitching, number 12, Kayla Kozlovsky, a right-handed pitcher. Let's see if he's pitched any innings at the tournament so far. And it doesn't seem that he has pitched any. Can't see him in the stats, so a fresh starting pitcher for Team Belarus. Catching him will be Vadzim Hurun, player number 23, playing first. Kirill Karavko, number 10, playing second, number 15. Ilya Djamchuk, playing third, number 5. Johanni Kurhun. The shortstop, number 21, Branislav Tatarevich. And the outfield from left to right. Number 1, Dmitry Zyamyanka. Center fielder, number 16, Artem Rosinski. And right field, Maxim Sobinov, number 22. So again, no designated hitter in the lineup for Team Belarus. Let's see if we can have a look at Kirill Kozlovsky's batting stats, and he's batting 1 for 7 at the tournament. As a team, Belarus are going 11 for 57 with 1 double. And the Russians are going 9 for 62. So comparable batting stats. I mean, both the teams faced tough opponents, especially for Russia. I mean, yesterday they played against the Dutch team, who are, again, very strong at this tournament. And also, the Russians were almost blanked by the Croatian pitcher, who only allowed 1 run. Now, there's a discussion going on at home plate, as I can't read lips or speak Russian. I have no idea what's going on. But we should be ready to start in a few moments.
Okay, just a quick reminder, these two teams know each other because they faced each other in the senior B pool European Championship, where Russia had 6 players on today's roster, and Belarus had 11 players at the tournament that took part in Poland, in Meska Gorka, at the end of July. So we don't know what's the, probably some reflection or something that might be.
Yeah, something that might be distracting the pitcher, I guess. So the discussion's still going on now. One of the
TCs are coming down.
And we'll see what happens. So what was the result of the game between the two senior teams in men's B pool?
I'm not pretty sure, but I think Russian team won because Russia was in the finals with Lithuania, while Belarus, as we mentioned earlier, was in the four-way tie, which was unlucky for the team Ukraine, who dropped to C pool, while Belarus, Slovakia, and Poland remained in the B pool. But still, it's not a tragedy because they will have their chance to play next year the C pool and make it back to B pool, and all of the teams still have a chance to qualify for the Olympic Games 2020 in Tokyo.
So yeah, that's a great motivation for any ball players out there. Obviously, there's nothing better than actually playing at the Olympics. However, I think there'll only be 8 or even 6 teams, so the competition will be pretty tough. So the first batter for Team Russia, number 1, Georg Kochnov. And we are ready to start. The first pitch, he shows bunt. No contact made. 1 ball, no strikes. And here comes the bunt again, and the pitch misses the zone. 2-0 the count now on Kochnov.
Yeah, if you remember yesterday, the Russian team tried to bunt against the Dutch team because the pitching was dominating. We'll see how they go. This one, strike called, 2-1.
Yeah, we can expect them to try and get a couple of runners on and see what happens from there. Now he swings at a high pitch and hits it foul. So Kozlovsky goes from 2-0 to 2-2. Evens the count. And the 2-2 pitch. Down almost in the dirt. Count now full, 3-2. And the payoff pitch coming up next. And that's a good pitch by Kozlovsky. And he struck out Kochnov. He went from 2-0 to 2-2, then full count. And then he struck out. Next up, number 6, Alexander Kolosov, the center fielder. Batting 0 for 4 at the tournament, struck out twice.
Quick look at the game, Germany and France. It's still 8-4, but the Germans have bases loaded. No outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. So 8-4 France, and
it could still get interesting in that game that's currently underway in Trnava. Now that one's hit into left field. Under it comes Dmitry Zamyanenko and makes the catch. 2 out. Batting next will be number 24, Maxime Mcaren, starting pitcher of today's game for Team Russia. Doesn't really get any better than that. You pitch a game and you bat third. That's a pretty cool setup for Mcaren. He takes the first pitch for a strike. And another look at the previous play. Both outfielders were there. Good communication, no collision there. Now a grounder to second. Fielded, and the throw is in time, and out is called by the first base umpire. So we Saw 3 batters from each team in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll be back with more after this.
Playo.tv, live broadcasting.
Welcome back to Brno, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be going to the top of the second inning of this round-robin play between Team Russia and Team Belarus. This game is scoreless and hitless so far. Good job by both pitchers. Mcaren struck out all 3 batters that he's faced so far. We'll see the catcher, number 23, Maxime Mcaren. The center fielder, number 16, Artem Rosinski. And the left fielder, number 1, Dmitry Zamyanenko. And there's number 23, the catcher.
And we have a change of score in Trnava, where Germany scored 1 run, so it's 8-5, bottom of the 9th, no out. Runners on second and third.
It's definitely getting interesting. So I guess that was a grounder out at first, and
No outs. No outs.
no outs.
Wild pitch.
Oh, wild pitch. That's even better. So still 3 runs away of tying the game are Germans in Trnava. Now that pitch called a strike by first base umpire, who thinks that the batter did not check his swing in time. Maxime Mcaren was going 2 for 7 before the game with a double, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So he and Dmitry Zamyanenko are the best batters for the Belarusian side, batting 2 for 7. Swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 4 by Maxime Mcaren, so 4 consecutive strikeouts.
19 pitches altogether.
So a great start of the game by Maxime Mcaren. Next up, Artem Rosinski, batting 2 for 8. And he fouls that one away. That one misses downstairs. Now the count even at 1. Two and 1 now with 1 out, no runners on. Now the 2-1, good off-speed pitch. The pitcher waited a bit, but did not make contact. Now the 2-2 delivery, swing and a miss, and strikeout number 5 by Maxime Mcaren. So with the 2 strikeouts that he already had from the first 2 games, that makes a total of 7 strikeouts for this right-handed pitcher for Team Russia. Batting now, Dmitry Zamyanenko. He's playing in left field, number 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Dimitri is batting 2 for 7 in this tournament with his batting average 286.
Now the count 1-1 with 2 down here in the top of the second inning. And he makes contact, and that is foul. So he wasn't too far from recording the first hit of the game. Made good contact, sent it the other way. And it was foul by a couple of inches.
Okay, an update on the game Germany and France. Score is still 8-5, bases loaded, 1 out. It was a strikeout, and the next batter walked. So 8-5, bottom of the 9th, 1 out.
And he hits it on the ground to second. And he was the first Belarusian batter to actually put a ball in play. Good job making contact, however, that was not too hard on the Russian second baseman Georg Knopf, who fielded the ball and made the routine play on it first. Here you can see that again. But yeah, we can expect that Belarusians will probably start making more contact as they face Maxime Mcaren for the second and then maybe for the third time. But he's been pretty solid so far. 5 strikeouts. He's been overpowering the Belarusian batters with speed most of the time. So we'll be going to the bottom of the second inning of this scoreless game between Russia and Belarus.
We see the medical crew is ready in case that something happens. We hope not, but
yeah, hopefully they will not have too much work, but obviously it's important to be ready for anything that might happen on or off the field.
Well, today's program at the U23 European Championship is very interesting because there are 4 games that will decide the first place in their pools. In Pool A, B, and C. In Pool A, it's Netherlands versus Croatia, which will be played at 4 o'clock. And then Britain plays Spain already, Germany, France, and the night game at 7 o'clock p.m. is the Czech Republic versus Belgium.
So after today's program, we will know the seeding for the medal round and the placement round. We will update you on that as the day progresses. Now, contact is made, and that will be the first hit of the game. Into shallow right field, down the right field line. And that's the first runner on base for Team Russia, batting now number 18, Denis Leonov, who did a fist bump thing with the catcher. Seen several players do that. It seems that these guys know each other quite well. And there's probably not a very big language barrier between these 2 teams, even though I do realize that Belarusian is a different language from Russian to some extent. Denis Leonov squares up the bunt. No contact made, so it seems they might be willing to move the runner over to scoring position on at second. Set him up for the next batter, Daniil Komyakov. That one missed the zone by a couple of inches. So the count already 3-0. So now the pitcher needs to go into the zone. And he does. 3-1 now, hitters count. So what's going on in Trnava?
Yes, the score is 8-6 after a walk and hit by pitch.
It's getting interesting now. A pop-up fly. That will be caught by the shortstop. You could see that third baseman Joani Kurun could not see the ball because he looked straight into the sun. Good job by the shortstop getting there and making the play. 1 out, batting now Daniil Komyakov, the catcher for the Russian side in this game. That one's in there. Strike one, and a quick look at the play again. You can see player number 5 couldn't see the ball, but the shortstop saw it quite all right, Branislav Tatarevich, and he made the play. Pickoff attempt at first. The runner's safe. So yeah, things are happening in Trnava. You go into the bottom of the game, you're up by 4, you load the bases, you walk a guy, you hit a guy, and you got yourself a ball game.
And Great Britain is coming back with a game with Spain. The score is 1-2 in favor of Spain in the 5th inning.
And the runner's taking off, the throw, and he's safe as the second baseman did not hold on to the ball, which was there quite in time before the runner got there. However, as the fielder was not in full control of the ball, the tag doesn't really count. So we've got the runner on in scoring position. And number 13, the batter, Daniil Komyakov. Swing and a miss. The British made a powerful comeback yesterday in that game.
Definitely.
Against Poland. They were down most of the time.
8-0, 8-1, and then they played extra innings in which the Polish team scored 3 runs, but so did the British. They went to 11 innings when finally the British team won 13-12.
That could have been an interesting game to watch. Now a liner to left field, and that will move up the runner to third, who didn't get a good read on the ball. Now he's apologizing to his coach, saying that if he'd taken the jump immediately, he could have gone home on this one. So the runners are now in the corners. And the batter will be the shortstop, number 10, Antonio Bulte. One down.
And the game in Trnava is tied 8-8.
So things are getting interesting over there. Here in Brno, the Russians stole second. So they've got 2 runners in scoring position now on at third and second. They've got their number 7 batter in the batter's box and the pitch. And that misses upstairs.
Okay, so it's 8-8, bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 9th.
So not too far from getting a walk-off. Hopefully a walk-off hit. It's better than a walk-off walk. However, a win is a win. Good pitch, missed by a narrow margin.
And a walk.
To load the bases for player number 19, Sergei Kudryashov.
So the game in Trnava is over. Germany wins 8-9 on a hit by pitch.
Oh, right. So that's interesting. So the French were up by 4 runs going into the bottom of the game, and they ended up losing it by a score of 9-8. So they will now wait for the result of this evening's game here in Brno between the Czech Republic and Belgium. Germany now is on the #1 spot in Pool C. So they will play whoever loses this evening's game. Now a pop-up into foul territory, but it was too far away from either the first baseman or the pitcher. You can see that the pitcher had a drink of water while he was in the dugout.
The count is 1-2.
Bases loaded, 1 down. 2-2 the count now on Kudryashov. Who's batting 0 for 5 so far in the tournament. And he makes contact, and that will bring in the run, but... And there comes another one. And rundown situation between third and home.
Little wild rundown, and they got him.
The pitcher did get the tag. However, the Russians did score a run on that ground ball. Good fielding by the shortstop who made the play. Got the forced at second. There was no time for him to get the second out for the double. It's still pretty good play. Here you can see the rundown situation again. First throw from the catcher wasn't too great. Got him. So after 2 full innings, the Russians are up by 1 run, and we'll be back with more after this.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Municipal Baseball Stadium in Brno, Czech Republic. We'll be going to the top of the 3rd inning of this Pool A game between Russia and Belarus. We've already mentioned that game of Pool C between Germany and France is over now, with the Germans walking off after one of their batters was hit by pitch. What do you think happened over there?
I think France ran out of pitchers, and they didn't want to put their best pitcher in the game, because it really doesn't matter if you play the winner or the second in the Pool D. If you want to get a medal, you still have to win more than 1 game. So it might have been like a semi thrown away game, even though you never know what that makes to the heads of the players, because you were down by 4 runs, they were down 4-0 to Germany, then they came back, scored 8 runs, and lost the game in the final at bat of Germany. So
now batting is the pitcher for Team Belarus, Kayla Kozlovsky, number 12. He swings at the first pitch. That one missed the zone. One and one. Good off-speed pitch by Mcaren.
104, and his fastball was about 123, so the difference in those velocities is pretty good.
Definitely, you could see that that the Belarusian batter was there way too early. Now the 1-2 pitch. And another off-speed pitch. Misses the zone. So a pitcher's duel now. Mcaren has already faced Kozlovsky. He hit that grounder to second. And now it's Kozlovsky's time to face Mcaren. And that pitch was in there. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 6, if I'm not mistaken, in this game for Mcaren. So he's been pretty solid early on in his outing today. Batting now number 21, Branislav Tatarevic, the shortstop. First pitch to him, a strike.
130 kilometers per hour.
So yeah, he's got the speed working for him. Also good rotation on the off-speed pitches. Now the 0-1. And that's another strike. And now the 0-2. That's too low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But that was a good place to miss.
Definitely with 2 strikes, there's no need for you to go into the zone. You want to get the batter to chase one out of the zone. Now the 1-2. Swung on, he got a piece of it and hit it foul. Now another 1-2 pitch with 1 down. This is the number 8 batter in the batter's box. He swings and misses, and that's strikeout number 7. So Mcaren struck out 7 out of the 8 batters that he's faced so far. So he's been pretty stellar so far. Now batting number 22, Maxime Sobinov. He's the last batter of the lineup for Team Belarus, so we'll be back to the top of the lineup after that. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Right in the middle of the zone almost, but definitely surprised Maxime Sobinov. So it's Maxime against Maxime at the moment. And now another pitch. Swung on and missed. So strikeout number 8 for Mcaren. So he went through the lineup, striking out 8 batters. Good start. We'll be going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Russians are still up by 1 run. So as we've been saying a couple of times already, pool play will be concluded today. And there are only 2 games scheduled for tomorrow, both of which will start at 3 o'clock. And they will feature a matchup between the 4th teams from Pool A and Pool D, and then the 3rd teams from the same pools. And then play will resume again on Friday, the 11th of August. And we'll be getting more games from there on. 3 games scheduled, always for the day here at the Municipal Baseball Stadium, home of Draci, the Moravian powerhouse of Czech baseball. Won 20 Czech titles so far, which is pretty impressive. Batting now, number 5, Ilya Vorobyev. He's the number 9 batter in the lineup. He swings at the first pitch. That one missed downstairs. Popped up behind the plate. And great sliding catch by the catcher for Team Belarus. That was Vadzim Harun. Got a good read on the pop-up. Good hustle and good slide to get under the ball in time.
That was not an easy play. Great play by the catcher.
And we're back to the top of the lineup with Georgi Kochnov. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. One down. Good pitch into the zone for strike 2. And the 1-2 hit foul. And that's hit into left field. But right there is the left fielder, Dmitry Jamyanenko, to make the catch. Next up, number 6, the center fielder, Alexander Kolosov.
There's an interesting stats in this tournament. This is probably the only European tournament I've been to where there's no three-way tie. I mean, all the pools are pretty clear. The teams either won all their games or lost all their games, so that's why we have 4 games deciding who's going to be the first seed in their pools.
So that will make it easy on the technical commissioners. No need to go into the rule book to see how to break a tie, especially three-way ties are usually tough to break. Good pitch by Kayla Kozlovsky. Look into the dugout for Team Belarus. Everybody's focused on the game. That one missed upstairs. That one missed outside. And a walk given up to Alexander Kolosov. Next up, the pitcher, number 24, Maxime Mcaren. He hit a grounder to second, his first time up. First pitch to Mcaren missed downstairs. We've got 2 out. Kolosov taking a good lead on it first. That one missed upstairs. A bit of the old chin music. Now the sign coming in from the third base coach. And a liner to right field, and that will fall in for a base hit. And the runner is going for third. The throw was cut off. And there was a close play at first base. Seemed to me that if that throw hadn't been cut off, there could have been a play at third. Maybe pretty close. But I just wanted to make sure that the batter does not advance to second. They wanted to keep him at first. So good job by Maxime Mcaren. Struck out 8 batters, and now he got himself a hit. Batting now number 20, Yevgeny Libin. Good job by Mcaren. Here's the throw. That was cut off, and then a very close play at first. And another soft liner caught by the second baseman. The underhand toss to the shortstop who's covering second. They get the forced out and they retire the side. So after 3 full innings, the Russians are up by 1 run. We'll bring you more live action after this.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
This live broadcast from the 2017 Under-23 European Championship that's held in Brno, Blansko, Trnava, and the Austrian city of Wels. And joining us here in the commentator's booth is one of the Russian players, so we'll be bringing you an in-game interview shortly. But before that, we'll start at the top of the 4th inning. Batting first, number 10, Kirill Karapko. And Karapko struck out his first time up, as actually did almost all now. Good off-speed pitch swung on and missed by player number 10. Kirill Karapko, born in 1998. So it seems that we will not be doing the interviews in this game, but we'll bring you some more interesting information later. Now, a liner, soft liner towards second, caught by the second baseman. So that was Kirill Karapko. Next up, number 15, Ilya Jamchuk. Struck out his first time up.
Well, who hasn't?
Exactly, yeah. A lot of these guys struck out. Maxime Mcaren has been throwing a pretty good game so far. We're in the top of the 4th inning here. Ilya Jamchuk batting now.
Those 8 strikeouts might be also a result of the decision of the team Belarus not taking batting practice before the game. They just came, played catch, warmed up, and maybe infield, outfield practice before the game. They didn't hit on the field, so maybe
that's interesting. I mean, you definitely don't want to skip batting practice. It's an important part of the pregame routine for most of the guys. You know, you hit a couple of balls, get some confidence before the game.
All right, we have a change of score in the game, Great Britain versus Spain, which is now in the 6th inning. The Great Britain team is hitting, and they're down by 3 runs. The score is 4-1 in favor of Spain. So 4-1, Spain up in the 6th inning.
And the pitch by Mcaren. Missed upstairs. You've got 1 down, no runners on. And that's hit foul and well out of play. Swing and a miss, and that will be strikeout number 9 for Maxime Mcaren. And that will bring up the 3rd baseman, Ioanni Kurun, born in 1999, January 20th. So a young player on this Belarusian team, and he got piece of that, and there goes the perfect game for Mcaren. Great contact by Ioanni Kurun, sent it the other way to record the first base hit of the game for Team Belarus.
And that was pitch number 50, so a little anniversary for the pitcher spoiled by.
Good piece of hitting there by Ioanni Kurun. Batting now, the catcher, Vladimir Harun, number 23. The first pitch to him, a strike. And the pickoff throw to first. Owen won the count. Swing and a miss. That will bring up the count to 0-2 with 2 down and a runner on at first base. That one missed the zone. The zone now, the count 1-2.
That was a good pitch because a lot of the hitters from Belarus were chasing that pitch a little bit outside the zone.
And that's hit up the middle, and that will get through for another base hit. So back-to-back base hits by Team Belarus. Next up, Artem Rosinski, player number 16, who's playing center field today. So somewhat of a rally going on here for Team Belarus after 8 of their batters struck out First time up. It was a close play by the second baseman, Georg Knopf. Good diving attempt. And that's hit to short. And that gets through, and the runner is going home. And the throw there will be not in time. All right, so this game is tied. What seemed like a pretty easy ball was not caught by Antonio Bulta, and that allows Team Belarus to tie the game. Good job in the top of the fourth inning by the team wearing red jerseys today. They got 2 back-to-back base hits. And then the next batter made contact again. That was the key to the situation. They started putting balls in play. Now that one missed upstairs. And it got through his legs. Here's the throw going home. And you could see display of frustration on the part of the catcher. That pitch gets a piece of the zone. The batter now is number 1, Dmitry Zamyanenko.
And even the pitcher didn't expect it to go through the legs because he was not backing up home plate. He just was caught somewhere in the middle.
Swing and a miss by Zamyanenko. The count now 1-2. We've got still 2 runners on, one of them in scoring position at second. Swing and a miss, a great off-speed pitch to get out of the inning by Maxime Mcaren. So Team Belarus managed to score a run on 2 hits and an error. And we got ourselves an interesting ball game here in Brno.
And definitely, and with Zamyanenko striking out, every single player of the Belarus lineup has experienced a strikeout by Maxime Mcaren.
So Mcaren gave up 2 hits, but it was the error that cost him the run. And this is a highlight from the bottom of third, I think. That was the rundown situation between home and third. And this is the previous play. Where it is, it's not there, and it got through.
And you can see Mcaren jogging behind the home plate.
Yeah, it seems that he did realize it at one point. He's trying to go there, and here we can see Alex Churka, I believe that was, from Eagles, standing down at the fence, which is down the right field line.
Yeah, he's a Belarus player from the Eagles Prague.
So he came here to watch his fellow countrymen.
Okay, quick update on the game. Great Britain versus Spain in the 7th inning. The score is still 1-4 in favor of Spain. So Great Britain 1, Spain 4, top of the 7th inning.
Batting now is number 18, Denis Leonov. And he hits one into shallow center field, and the catch will be made. So again, the game between Great Britain and Spain is to decide who takes first place in Pool B. Batting now the catcher, Daniil Khomyakov. And here's the fly ball again. Swing and a miss. They go upstairs with that one. Grounder towards first, but it's foul. One and two the count on Daniil Khomyakov. And a grounder. Hit foul. Now the ball is hit into right field, and under it comes the right fielder, Maxim Sobinov, number 22, to make the catch. That's out number 2. Game still tied at 1. Batting next, number 10, the shortstop, Antonio Bulte, who made that error earlier that cost his team the lead. So now it's an opportunity for him to get some redemption. First pitch to him downstairs.
Antonio is 0 for 0 today. He walked in his first at bat.
And he hits a grounder up the middle and gets the 2-out base hit. Next up will be number 19, Sergei Kudryashov. So yeah, the Russians get a runner on with 2 down.
And as we said before, none of these teams is the power hitting. All the hits are ground balls or they drop in front of the outfielders. So it's everything is a single base hit.
Yeah, we didn't see any extra base hits so far. A couple of the balls were hit quite well, but still, most of the time the outfielders have to come forward, not run backwards. So Kudryashov in the batter's box, and Bulte, the runner, and that one's hit into left field, and that will be caught for the out. So we'll be going to the top of the 5th inning of this game that is now tied. Team Russia 1, Team Belarus 1. We'll bring you more live baseball after the break.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
So we're back at the 5th inning, top of the 5th inning in a game of Russia taking on Belarus. The score is 1-1, and to be honest, we haven't seen much action in this game. But I think it's worth mentioning that the pitcher of the Russian team, Maxime Mcaren, has struck out 10 players in the 4 innings, so there were not too many other outs than the strikeout. And now coming to bat is Kayla Kozlovsky, the pitcher of Team Belarus.
Yeah, he struck out his first time up. You mentioned that Maxime Mcaren struck out 10 batters. He also recorded himself a base hit, so solid performance by Maxime Mcaren. It will be interesting to see what happens once Team Russia decide to make a pitching change, if they keep Mcaren in the game and substitute some other player, or how they go about that. Good off-speed pitch. Waiting for it was Kozlovsky, and he hit it foul.
If we look at the other stats, Team Russia has 4 hits to 2 hits of Team Belarus, and both teams committed 1 error.
Yeah, in the case of Team Belarus, that error cost, or Team Russia actually, that error cost them the lead. It was the error committed by the shortstop. Now another strikeout by Maxime Mcaren, strikeout number 11. So he's given up 2 hits so far. Struck out 11. Batting now number 21, the shortstop, Branislav Tatarevic.
And I like the way Makarin's working the count. He's not falling behind. He's always ahead of the hitters.
Definitely, he's been throwing a lot of strikes. Sometimes he goes to that off-speed pitch, which has been working pretty well for him.
And he hasn't walked a single player.
Swing and a miss. We'll see how long he lasts on the mound, because this game will definitely get interesting once both managers have to go into the bullpen. I believe that's when things will start happening. We mentioned already that Kayla Kozlovsky has not pitched an inning, or had not pitched an inning before this game, so he should be fresh. He's seen a few more batters than the Russian pitcher. Now that ball hit into shallow right field, and under it comes the right fielder, number 19, Sergei Kudryashov. He makes the catch for out number 2. Batting next, number 22, Maxim Sobinov. Yeah, that pitch was a bit outside. Made good contact, but that wasn't a difficult play for Kudryashov. So Sobinov batting now. He's batting in the number 9 spot, so we'll be going to the top of the lineup after him. That one missed downstairs. And another pitch by Mcaren. Good off speed.
99 kilometers per hour.
99. That's good range between off speed and fastball. You mentioned that some of his pitches have been clocked at 100 kilometers per hour, or 130.
This one was actually 129.
29, so
Missed
it's
low.
almost there. So yeah, great job by Mcaren working with the speed, working with the location as well. And that's in there. Another strikeout, number 12, I guess.
Yeah, dirty dozen.
For Mcaren, so pretty good job by this strong Russian hurler so far. We'll see how much longer he'll last. So we'll be going to the bottom of the 5th inning. The game is tied at 1. We'll see Voroviev, Kochnov, and Kolosov. It's still Kozlovsky on the mound for the Russian team.
Okay, both pitchers are kind of close in their pitch count. The pitcher of Belarus is at 69 pitches, while Mcaren is at 71.
So roughly same number of pitches.
But the Belarusian pitcher Kayla Kozlovsky pitched one less inning because it's the bottom.
Oh yeah, that is right. That's why it seemed a bit weird to me. I mean, especially given how Mcaren struck out pretty much everybody the first time up, 8 out of those 9 batters. Nevertheless, we're already playing here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The batter is Ilyas Lozinski.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Now I'm looking at some of the results in Major League Baseball last night. Interesting stuff was going on. But here we've got a sharp liner into center field for a base hit to lead off Team Russia. Good job by the number 9 batter getting on base for the top of his lineup.
Okay, we'll see what Gregory Kochnov will do. He showed bunt in his first at-bat several times, but maybe that was just to distract the pitcher.
Yeah, I would expect them to try and bunt here. I don't know about stealing, but Ilyas Lozinski looks like he could be able to steal a base. I mean, most of these players look pretty athletic. And now the bunt. That's fair, picked up by the pitcher. And the runner's safe because the first baseman got off the bag. He had to jump up a bit to catch the throw. So it works out perfectly for Team Russia. Next up, Alexander Kolosov. None out, 2 runners on. I think another bunt could be a good idea right we have now.
Maxime Mcaren, who already has a hit and put the ball in play twice, so the bunt would be a good idea.
Yeah, he shows it, but takes it back. Good reaction by the third baseman. Just going forward to cover part of the field. Definitely some kind of short play would be ideal here. This one is in the zone. Either a regular bunt or try and push the bunt past the corner infielders, and you can even load the bases. But I think they'll just try and move up the 2 runners into scoring positions, even at the expense of sacrificing a batter. I mean, they already try to sacrifice Kochnov, who got on base after short miscue by.
No bunt shown on the crossover step. We'll see now. There's a bunt, but ball is called, taken back.
So 2-1 the count. So things are getting interesting here. Got 2 runners on. That leadoff hit by Ilyas Lozinski, followed by successful bunt by Kochnov, and it's Alexander Kolosov in the batter's box now. Shows bunt and hits it foul.
All right, 2-2. Now, would you bunt with 2 strikes?
Well, I personally wouldn't. I'm not very good at bunting. But well, it is an option, and depends on how good the player is. I mean, I've seen players who are capable of bunting at any count. And however, Kolosov swung on the pitch and missed, so that's a strikeout. Got still the runners on at second and first, and Maxime Mcaren in the batter's box, going 1 for 2 today. Down in the dirt, good blocking stop by Vadzim Harun.
And we'll see if Mcaren has to do it all.
Sends that one foul. onto the tent with, I think they sell merchandise there. I actually haven't been there to take a look. Gonna do that after this game, maybe get myself a t-shirt or a bag of spids. And that's fouled again. So 2 strikes already on Maxime Mcaren in this pitcher's duel between him and Kayla Kozlovsky. That one missed upstairs.
Yeah, Mcaren struck Kozlovsky out twice, so maybe Kozlovsky is thinking about some revenge.
Definitely, and it would be good for his team. However, that ball is hit too short. The throw to second and to first. Great double play. They go around the horn on that one. Great job by Team Belarus getting out of the inning without any damage done after Vorobiev got on base after a leadoff hit. Then we saw the bunt and a strikeout by Alexander Kolosov. And now Maxime Mcaren grounds into a double play.
And it goes down to execution. If you cannot execute the bunt, you very often suffer.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, they definitely could have used that bunt. I mean, if the runners had been in second and third, it would be a whole different story with a grounded to short. I think that would allow the runner from third to score. However, didn't work out for the Russians, so I think Mcaren will be going back to the mound to continue pitching after 5 full innings. This game is tied at 1. We'll be back with more after a short break.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Welcome back to Brno, ladies and gentlemen, for the live broadcast brought to you by Playo.tv, your partner for live broadcasting, courtesy of the European Baseball Federation and our many sponsors and partners, I believe. Leading off for Belarus will be the leadoff batter, number 10, Kirill Karapko. So it still is Maxime Mcaren on the mound. Swing and a miss. On 1 on Karapko, and the delivery, and that's in there for strike 2. Good start of the inning by Mcaren, gets into the 0-2 count early on. Now he calls time, and he'll be ready to pitch. They go downstairs with a fastball. 1-2 the count now. And he chased one out of the zone, and that will be strikeout number 13 for Maxime Mcaren. An impressive outing so far. He's given up 2 hits. But the game is tied. So that's the important stat. I mean, what counts is wins. Well, strikeouts are also pretty cool if you're a pitcher. Batting now, number 15, Ilyas Lozinski, and that's hit up in the air and foul. And the third baseman, Ilya Vorobev, he was almost there, but he couldn't make the catch.
Okay, it's impressive because Mcaren has struck out 13 out of 19 players, so that's pretty impressive stat.
Yeah, so not a lot of opportunity to play for his teammates other than his catcher. Now, Jamchuk shows bunt. No contact is made. Good reaction in the corners. Yeah, we could maybe expect several bunt attempts. We gotta try something.
Yeah, but now the count is 0-2.
0-2, so now he'll definitely go for a base hit.
Or strikeout.
Swing and a miss, and strikeout number 14. Not a very good swing by Jamchuk. His head and therefore his eyes were way off the ball.
On the other hand, too many strikeouts are not too good for the defense because you don't get to play much.
Definitely, but well, I think they got ample opportunity to play yesterday in that game against Holland. And they will have, I believe, at least 3 more games in the tournament after this. I had a look at the tournament system, and it seems that the medal round is regular bracket with quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And the placement pools, what's going to happen is that teams on 4th position after pool play will be put into Pool F, and they will play a round robin. And teams from 3rd positions will play against each other in standing Pool E. Now, number 5, Johanni Kurhun struck out and throws the bat on the ground, and now following him is the umpire, but the player is unaware of that, so he's sort of chasing him to tell him that this was not all right. He's given him a warning. Definitely, I mean, that was an unnecessary display of frustration.
Well, that was his 3rd strikeout in this game, so as we call it, golden sombrero. 3 strikeouts, 3 at-bats, and Ilya Jamchuk should... No, he's not one of the best hitters, so...
No, that was Johanni Kurhun already, number 5.
Right, and he struck out for the 2nd time. So
second time. I think that he had a hit, actually, didn't
yeah, and he scored a run.
And that he's the one who scored the run. Yeah, I think it was a left-handed batter who got that hit the other way to break the perfect game and no-hitter for Mcaren. Then they drove him in. But now he struck out, so that's 15 strikeouts.
Out of 21.
That's pretty impressive. I think there was something going on in the Russian bullpen. Leading off will be number 20, Yevgeny Libin, after Mcaren grounded into double play in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one missed inside, so it's still Kozlovsky on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yevgeny Libin is 1 for 2 with a base hit, stolen base, and run scored.
So he's the one who scored the lone run for Team Russia. That was all the way back in the 1st inning, wasn't it?
It was in the 2nd inning.
The 2nd inning. So yeah, it's been quite some time now. We haven't seen any runs by the Russians since then. Let's see if it will be different now. Now that's hit the other way and foul.
2-2. And we'll see. Libin has been hitting pretty well this tournament.
Yeah, he is in the number 4 spot, a tall first baseman. Now he hits it on the ground to short. Picked up the throw, and good scoop by the first baseman, who stretches and makes the catch to record the out. Great job by Kirill Karapko. That's what you're supposed to do as the first baseman. So yeah, the throw one hopped on the ground. Yeah, he stretched and then fell on his bottom. But the important thing is he did get the out. Batting now, number 18, Denis Leonov, who's playing left field today. And that pitch is in there.
Denis is 0 for 2 with 2 fly outs.
So he's been making contact, but it's always been caught. And now a line drive, and that will get through. A base hit, and that gets through the outfielder, which will allow Denis Leonov to get to second base. So that's an interesting turn of events.
Okay, next batter, number 13, is the catcher, Daniil Khomyakov. He's 1 for 2 with a base hit, a stolen base, and then he was the out in the rundown.
Yeah, that was him. Actually, yeah, he was in second. When the ball was hit on the ground, they threw it to first. In the meantime, 1 run scored, and for some reason, Khomyakov just kept on running. Then he got himself into the rundown. So 1 down, runner on at second in scoring position. And this could be an important part of the game. Still no action in the bullpen for Team Belarus. The runner takes a good lead, and that pitch gets a piece of the zone. They could definitely use a base hit right now, and it's hit towards second. Good play by the second baseman, got his body behind the ball and got the out. Leonov moved up to third, and it will be Antonio Bulte batting now, the shortstop.
Well, Kirill Kozlovsky's pitch count is pretty high. It's 94 right now, so maybe they should start thinking about sending somebody to the bullpen. Doesn't look like there's much action in Belarus dugout.
We'll see how long they decide to keep him on. Grounder to first. Good job by the first baseman again. Makes the catch and steps on the bag, and that ends the inning. Extinguishes the thread. They did get a runner on. That was Denis Leonov after he hit a liner ground ball to right field. Got away from the fielder, so he went all the way to second, but 2 ground outs after that mean that we'll be going to the top of the 7th inning with the game still tied at 1.
And a quick update on the game in Wales, where Spain leads over Great Britain 4-1 in the 8th inning, but the British team has runners on second and third with 1 out.
So we'll tell you more about that game after we come back from a short break.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Brno at the Municipal Baseball Stadium, and we are bringing you a live broadcast from Pool A, game between Russia and Belarus. The game is still tied at 1. It's been sort of a pitcher's duel, especially Maxime Mcaren has been doing a terrific job, striking out 15 players, allowing 2 hits. Batting now is number 23, the catcher, Maxime Mcaren. Wind up and the pitch by Mcaren. With off speed, they missed downstairs.
Okay, quick update. Spain got away from the jam by a double play, foul ball caught and then out at the to the catcher. So
that could have been an interesting play. Probably was within throwing distance for the outfielder, which is why he decided to catch the ball in the outfield. And then the runner tagged and was probably tagged in front of home plate. So that could be an interesting game.
yes, it was in the right field to catcher. So
yeah, that must have been a good display of baseball. The batter is still Maxime Mcaren, number 23, the catcher for Team Belarus. He made that nice sliding catch earlier on in the game on pop-up fly. Now he hits the ball out of play and towards the parking lot here in Brno Komarov, which is a lovely area. There's a lot of sports facilities here. There's bike cross, football golf, which seems pretty interesting. Well, it sounds interesting. Well, I wouldn't be too good at it. Probably more difficult for me than regular golf. There's a lovely swimming pool in the area as well. So this is where the people in Brno go to do some sports in their free time. And another ball hit foul. And maybe you can see that behind the right field fence there's a big circus tent. So there'll be some culture going on pretty soon, I guess. I haven't seen any animals, or I haven't smelled any animals either. Now, great off-speed pitch by Maxime Mcaren. Mcaren swings and misses. And that's strikeout number 16. There's a pretty good long at bat by Maxime Mcaren. Ends up with a strikeout. Next up, number 16, Artem Rosinski. And that's hit foul. And still no commotion in the bullpen for Team Belarus. Maybe they're hoping their pitcher could put in a complete game. We'll see. And that's hit foul again. We'll see also how long Mcaren stays on the mound. He does seem to still have something left in the tank. Pretty good pitch. Great off-speed pitch, swung on and missed by Luzinski, and that is number 17. Impressive. Both the teams know quite well that they'll be playing tomorrow regardless of the result of this game. They'll either be playing at the Russia Stadium or here, so they'll be staying in Brno. No travel necessary for these guys. Batting now is number 1, Dmitry Zamyanenka. And they will face either Lithuania or the Ukraine.
Random Russians just play.
I would guess they would go scouting to the game at 6 o'clock in Blansko.
Swing and a miss. Definitely, I mean, it's not too far, and they could gain some valuable information on their opponents. That misses outside. And here comes the windup and the pitch. And a line drive into center field for a base hit by Zamyanenka. He's playing in the outfield this game. Good piece of hitting right there. A 2-out base hit. And that will bring up the pitcher, Kayla Kozlovsky. So this will be the 3rd time that he'll have faced Mcaren. He struck out the first 2 times up, whereas Mcaren did get a hit off of Kozlovsky. First pitch is strike.
Yeah, it's interesting that the previous hitter was probably the only hitter where Mcaren got in trouble, was falling behind with 3-1.
Yeah, most of the time he gets ahead in the count. He's usually in control of the situation. Now a pickoff attempt, unsuccessful. Pitch out of sorts. No play for the catcher at first base.
Yeah, the runner faked a couple steps, but had no intention of going.
That's in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count.
And let's see if he makes him chase his remarkable changeup.
Sign from the catcher, takes a look at the runner, wind up, runner's going, and the ball is hit foul.
Yeah, you could see there were too many fingers on the catcher's sign, so it was probably some off speed, or they're using a sequence to prevent from stealing the signs.
And the pitch. Hit foul again. Is there room for play? Nope. That was hit into the net, which forms part of the backstop here at the lovely baseball stadium in Brno. This place looks terrific with the clubhouse, the restaurant, the stands. Lovely place to be, but if you can't come here, at least you can watch us through Playo.tv. And hit on the ground to short. Now nobody's covering third. Good job by Mcaren, who realized that and went there. So another 2-out hit.
And that was the pitcher. Kozlovsky tied the score with Mcaren in hits.
Yeah, he put in a good long at bat, fouled off a couple of pitches, and then he managed to find the 5-6 hole for a base hit. So at least he got even with Mcaren. Batting now, number 21, shortstop Branislav Tatarevic. And he hits one into left field, but Denis Leonov is right there to make the catch and extinguish the threat. They did put a couple of runners on with 2 down, the Belarusians did. But the top of the 7th inning is now over. We'll be going to the bottom part of the 7th inning. The game's still tied.
And
1-1.
Mcaren is at his 105 pitches.
So that's a pretty impressive pitch count as well. I'd expect him to go maybe one more inning.
But you never know.
Yeah, I mean, still, if everything goes well and they get 3 quick outs and he only throws a couple of pitches, they could even keep him on the mound for a complete game. I mean, they won't be able to use him tomorrow anyways. I mean, after he's pitched 7 innings, he won't be available, so maybe he will finish the game. But that's for the Russian skipper to decide. I did notice that a couple of guys were playing catch behind us. Maybe there's someone in the bullpen. We can't really see the Russian bullpen from here. What we can see though is the bullpen for Team Belarus, and there's no one there. I don't think I've seen a person there so far.
Okay, a quick update on the game, Great Britain versus Spain. It's still Great Britain 1, Spain 4, top of the 9th inning.
Batting now, number 19, Sergei Kudryashov, to be followed by Ilya Vorobyev, and then the top of the lineup for Team Russia. Inside. Grounder, hit foul. There's Sergei Kudryashov, the batter, and that's popped up. Catcher comes under it, and ball rotates out of his glove. So that's a foul ball. An extra life of sorts for Sergei Kudryashov.
Well, see, usually you regret that. And also for the stats, it should be probably written as error on the catcher.
That's an interesting thing. Never realized that. I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, I mean,
Yeah,
he could have got the out, but he did not. So, even though the runner does not reach base safely, still is an error. Good call. He hits one deep into left field. Now it's at the wall. He's at second, and he'll be held up there. And that's the first extra base hit that we've seen today. Great piece of hitting by Kudryashov, who's batting in the number 8 spot. It's definitely bonus to get the extra base hit. Next up,
And this
Ilya
is the Murphy's
Vorobiev.
Law. This is the Murphy's Law. Well,
As you said, yeah, it ended up costing them.
the same thing happens if you're caught stealing the very next pitch. Usually it's a wild pitch or a passed ball where you could have advanced easily.
Yeah, baseball has some funny laws and rules that
Yeah, that's
pretty much always apply.
a great sense of humor of this game.
So they now have a runner in scoring position. That number 9 batter in the batter's box. Put in 2 aggressive swings. They have their lead off in the on-deck circle. I was going to say it could have been a good opportunity to try and bunt the runner over to third and then maybe get a sac fly. But with 2 strikes, that's out of the picture. But he at least gets the ball in play, and he's out at first. No advancement on the runner. So 1 out. That was an interesting play. Good job by the first baseman again. Stretching to make the catch. The ball ended up falling out of his glove, but nobody's arguing the call at all. It was already after he was in full control of the ball when he got the out. Batting now is Georgi Kochnov.
Yes, he's on the bag.
That was a great shot of the situation, courtesy of our
call.
camera crew, and a great call by the umpire. Swing and a miss. That's hit foul. So the Russians have the go-ahead run on at second now, with 1 down at the top of their lineup. Batting now. Would be a great opportunity for them to get the lead back. This one will stay foul. Pitch was 134 according to the clock. And he must have thrown over 100 pitches.
108.
108 pitches. Still nobody warming up in the bullpen.
But you know what they say, the samurais also didn't quit after they swung the sword 100 times. So when it's time to fight, it's time to fight.
That is right. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 out. And the Russian skipper, Sergei Shmelev, will bring in pinch hitter. It will be Vasily Kochnov, 20-year-old player, number 7.
Maybe he's replacing Alexander Kolosov because he didn't execute the bunt in his previous at-bat.
Vasily Kochnov 0 for 3 with three strikeouts at the tournament. That's an interesting choice of a player to pinch hit, but he got the coach's confidence.
Yeah. You got a break, do you?
Yeah, and that was against Croatia probably, because no, it was 2 of them were against Netherlands.
So he did play parts of those games, I guess, because yeah, he played in both games and he even started both of these games apparently. So 2 out, pinch hitting appearance by Vasily Kochnov. Good swing. Ball's hit foul.
Because I was studying here at high school. Right. So I studied here for like 5 years. Then I moved back to home to Uppsala. So I lived like 15 kilometers from Uppsala. And now I play in Germany and I play in Netherlands.
I was just surprised
And Kochnov struck out looking. So after they got a double, courtesy of Sergei Kudryashov, they did not manage to score. So after 7 full innings, the game is still tied at 1. What's going on in Vels?
The game is over. Last 3 batters struck out.
So maybe they brought in a closer.
Yes, they did. Tinsley was the pitcher, last pitcher for the last inning.
So a good job by the Spanish side. So, but here in Brno, we'll be going to the top part of the 8th inning. We'll be back after a short break.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, fans of baseball from all around the world. We are in the top part of the 8th inning of this round-robin game between Russia and Belarus. Russia took the early lead in the game. They scored a run in the 2nd inning. However, Team Belarus managed to tie the game after an error committed by the shortstop. Now that's hit foul, and it hits the catcher into the helmet. But he seems fine. He's a catcher after all. You gotta be used to stuff like that. Batting now is number 6, so that seems to be a new player, Ilyas Lozinski. Born in 2002. So he just turned 15. Am I doing the maths right? Wow.
15 it is.
So this guy will be getting some international experience. In the roster it says that he's a catcher, a pitcher, and a utility player.
Okay, what else could you do?
Exactly. I mean, you can do pretty much anything on the field, I guess. Swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout.
Number 18.
That's number 18. Impressive. Invaluable experience for the young player, though. Seems to have a pretty good swing. I mean, it's no shame to strike out in the game of baseball, especially in a game where pretty much everybody else struck out at least once. Batting now is number 10, Kirill Karapko. On the ground to short, bobbled, and the throw is not in time. So that will be ruled an error. Next up, number 15, Ilya Zyamchuk. You can see the situation again. He got there, but he bobbled the ball a bit. Good hustle by Karapko. Bunt, and that will be foul. So the Belarusians are trying to bunt the runner over for their power hitter, Yahani Kurhun.
Yeah, and also this player has 3 strikeouts, so what else could you do?
Definitely they're going to try and get him to put the ball in play. He bunts again. Now the umpire checks. First base umpire, no swing called. There was a slight movement of the bat, I must admit.
Okay, I'm checking the stats, and Belarus is not a very good running team. They don't have any stolen base, 1 attempt caught stealing. So probably no danger there.
An off-speed pitch that misses upstairs.
2 balls, 1 strike, so Maxime Mcaren is falling behind in the count, but not dramatically yet.
Yeah, the 2-1 delivery. And that evens the count at 2. Two and 2, 1 down. A runner on at first. The bunt is off the table now. That's hit foul.
But a run and hit might be a good option, because you, in this phase of the game, you have to roll the dice.
Definitely, yeah, you got to try something. I mean, you got the runner on. You might not get that same thing done in the next inning, so you got to capitalize on your opportunities. Down in the dirt, good blocking stop by the Russian catcher, Daniil Komyakov.
But not a good read from the runner at first base. It was obvious the ball is going to hit the ground pretty soon.
Definitely, yeah, and then you should have taken a bigger lead, and if he'd gotten a good read on the ball, he could have been in second by now, which would be great for his team, actually. Because the bunt thing didn't work out. And that one's in there. Number 15, Ilya Jamchuk struck out looking. It's his 4th strikeout in the game, and that's strikeout number 19 for Maxime Mcaren. So he's 1 shy of 20 strikeouts. Batting next, Johanni Kurhun. Pretty good speed on that pitch into the zone again. A lot of strikes from Mcaren.
115 pitches.
I believe if they get the out now, he could stay on the mound even for the top of the 9th inning. However, the Russians need to score a run. But well, they will have at least 2 opportunities to do exactly that. And that ball is hit into shallow left field. Easy play for Denis Leonov. So that concludes the top part of the 8th inning, in which a runner got on for Team Belarus, but that was it. So we'll be going to the bottom part of the 8th inning. I guess still no changes on the mound for Team Belarus. It still is number 12, Kayla Kozlovsky, walking to the mound. Game still tied at 1. We've seen 7 hits on the Russian team and 4 hits by Team Belarus. Belarus got 3 errors. Russia only 2.
But the one that they had cost them dear.
Definitely, yeah. That was the error committed by the shortstop. The ball got through his legs, which allowed the Belarusian runner to score. Leading off will be number 24, Maxime Mcaren. He's already got a hit in this game and 2 ground outs. One of those ground outs was into double play. And since Kozlovsky got a hit off of him in his last at-bat, this small pitching batting duel is now tied. So Mcaren might be looking to get ahead. First pitch missed upstairs.
And it would be a great day for Maxime Mcaren if he scores the winning run.
Definitely. We'll see. First he needs to get on base though. That one in the zone for a strike.
1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That one missed inside. Miss upstairs with that one.
3-1, it's a good hitter's count. And Mcaren seems to have some power.
Definitely looks like a strong guy, but he draws the walk. Great job to lead off his team. He doesn't seem like the fastest of runners, but there's no way they could. Well, they actually could. I mean, it would be an ideal situation now if they have a closer ready to close the game. This would be the perfect moment to put in a pinch runner. Try it maybe even to steal second, and then, I mean, you've got your power or cleanup batting now. But he hits it on the ground to third. Forced out at second. And he's safe at first. Next up then is Leonov, the left fielder.
Dennis is 1 for 3 with a base hit in his previous inning, the one that got away from the right fielder. So let's see what he does now.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Good pitch in the zone for strike 2.
Here we see the forced out at second base and safe at first base now.
Now that's hit into shallow right field, and that gets away from the fielder, and the batter runner is out at second. That was number 18, Denis Leonov, who hit it to right field again. He seems to be hurting somewhat as he slid into second. Now there was an attempt at a sliding catch.
Nice play by the shortstop.
Yeah, that was good baseball right there. So that moves up Evgeny Libin to third with 2 out. The batter is Daniel Komyakov, the catcher.
He's 1 for 3 with a base hit to left field in his first at bat.
They could definitely use one of these again. Good pitch to open the count by Kayla Kozlovsky. And that's hit on the ground to second. Pretty close play. At first, the runner is out, so no runs scored. The Belarusians stay alive in this one. After 8 full innings, the game is tied at 1. And we'll be back right before the start of inning number 9.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Municipal Stadium in Brno, Moravia, Czech Republic. We'll be going to the top of the 9th inning. Seems there's been a pitching change. Pitching now, number 21. That will be Vyacheslav Shmelev, the son of the head coach of the Russian team. Let's have a look at his pitching stats. He's pitched 1 innings and 2 out. 2 outs. He's faced 5 batters, allowed a hit, no runs, struck out 2. Oh no, he struck out nobody and gave up 1 walk.
Well, what an impressive performance by his predecessor, Maxime Mcaren, with 9 strikeouts, no earned run.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, that's the main part. I mean, he only got 1 run scored against him, so still keeping his team alive. I mean, they haven't been doing that great in terms of batting, so at least their defense has been working for them. However, if Shmelev came in for Mcaren, they could have easily put in that pinch runner that we talked about. I mean, that would have been perfect situation. I'm pretty sure they must have a guy on the bench who's fast enough. I mean,
Definitely faster than Mcaren, whose
Yeah.
running speed was not very impressive. And also, they did 2 base running errors.
that's hit softly up the middle. Under it comes the second baseman and makes the catch. Behind second base, already on the grass in the outfield. Next up, number 16, Artem Rosinski. So this is where the game gets interesting.
Yeah. Rudzinski has 2 strikeouts and that error that drove in the run.
0-1 the count on him. And he's hit by pitch. That's not what you want from your closer, to start hitting batters. But, well, stuff happens.
Yeah, the Polish team can tell about it.
That's for sure.
Especially with the game yesterday with Great Britain. Or maybe the Great Britain today against Germany.
That was France, yeah.
Oh,
France against Germany,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, they went into the bottom, and that's a balk. So things are getting interesting here in Brno. The Belarusians have the go-ahead run now on at second. And the batter is Dmitry Zamyanenko.
there's still some discussion between the umpires. Maybe the time was called before.
So they're going to talk it over now. It seems that in the eyes of the third base umpire, there was no doubt. But we'll see what happens after a short conference between the umps. And actually, as you said, probably time was called. So no balk.
Because otherwise, there's no reason for the pitcher to stop his motion. If
Definitely. However, I mean, once the pitcher starts his motion, I don't think that the batter is eligible to calling time.
right,
Because, I mean, it's even like physically dangerous to stop the pitching motion abruptly. On the ground to short, to
out
second.
there and well,
And a sliding
seen.
collision. And what about the umpires now? No call. Say they just get the force out. Nobody's arguing. I mean, you did mention yesterday that these collisions are now not permitted as per the rules of baseball.
Yeah, but he went to the back, so
Yeah,
that's
So
part of the game.
That's probably it. I mean, the umpire was right there.
There was no attempt to break up a double play. He just went. We'll see it again. He was on the back.
Oh, well, obviously we have the opportunity to see the replay. I mean, he just went for the second baseman's leg. However, seems a tough guy. He didn't even flinch, didn't even argue or anything. I mean, it's part of the game for him. Fortunately, nobody got injured, and we saw some good baseball. So batting now is number 12, Kayla Kozlovsky. And he hits a line drive to right field. And he almost got the 9-6 forced out on at second.
Kind of unusual, especially with 2 out.
Okay, so that was the second hit of the game for Kirill Kozlovsky. So he will win the small pitcher-batter duel that we've been talking about here today. Batting now, number 21, Branislav Tatarevich. And things are getting interesting. I mean, 2 are out already, but there's a runner in scoring position on at second. And he could be the go-ahead runner.
A steal attempt.
They try to steal, and he's safe.
Yes.
And where's that runner from first? I guess he was just enjoying the sight of his teammate stealing third. Yeah, I think that was a good call by the umpire. He got there with his hands first before he got tagged. Wow, that's some gutsy play right there. I mean, you got to take your chances with 2 down in the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, rolling the dice, even though this was kind of hazardous.
Yeah, that was pretty risky. I mean, with no attempt at hitting the ball by the batter. Now the Russian pitching coach comes onto the mound to talk to his battery.
So that's probably the first stolen base by Team Belarus in this tournament.
Yeah, you did mention that they attempted to steal once and they got caught. So
Yeah.
now they're 1 for 2. And it happened at exactly the right time. The batter is still number 21, Branislav Tatarevich, who's batting in the number 8 spot.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, let's see if they have some special play with the first and third.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx it. That one's hit foul, but obviously this would be a great opportunity for them to try and steal. or make it look like they're stealing. Second, obviously, talking as somebody who's played more fast-pitch softball than baseball, where the distances are shorter. But what you normally do is you try and maybe get the runner into a rundown situation. Now that's it on the ground, and that's out. Wow, an interesting situation here in the top of the 9th inning. The pitcher came charging towards the ball, but he had no play on that. Good job by the second baseman getting there, and he made the toss to first. That by the runner sliding into first, if we can call that sliding.
Yeah, and I think they should watch more sports science on YouTube, because sliding is much slower. See?
Yep.
It's much slower than if he kept on running.
Definitely. I mean, the physics of the thing are obvious. That was a close play. Good chance at getting the go-ahead run for Team Belarus, but they did not bring him in, so we'll be going to the bottom of the 9th inning. The game's still tied at 1. In that shot, you could see the official photographer.
And a good call.
Very good call by the umpire. He was right there. Would have been tougher on him if the runner had kept running.
And definitely, and even if he had his arms extended, he could have reached further, but he landed on his shoulder. Maybe he stumbled.
Yeah, it was a strange slide of sorts. You can see our commentator's booth. Standing next to it is one of the umpires.
And that is
He's
Mr.
enjoying the shade.
Jose Peña from Spain.
Yeah, it's better in the shade, isn't it? But he has to go back onto the field and will be ready with the bottom of the 9th inning. Leading off is number 10, the shortstop, Antonio Bulte, to be followed by Kudryashov and Vorobyev. And the pitcher is still number 12, Kayla Kozlovsky.
Okay, he had to get rid of his Rosen bag because there's an official one behind the mound. You can see it.
He shows bunt, but the pitch is out of the zone, so they're gonna try and bunt to get the runner on and then just go from there. That's a ball. 2-0 the count.
Kozlowski has already 124 pitches.
Wow. Solid performance. Good job getting from 2-0 to 2-1. Down in the dirt, 3-1. Hitters count now. And that's a walk. Now the Belarusian coach comes onto the field to talk to his pitcher, and I mean, since there was nobody in the bullpen for Team Belarus,
But they seem to replace Kozlowski.
they just switch the pitcher with the third baseman. That is Johanni Kurhun, number 5. So he's now going to try and close the game. Well, not really close the game. I mean, they just need to make sure that no run is scored against them to stay alive in this one. So I wonder if he's thrown any warm-up pitches at all.
129.
Not
There's the
including
velocity.
these. So that's an interesting turn of events.
And there's also a change. Number 2 is running into the right field.
So number 2, that is Johan Michalchuk, utility player.
And number 6.
Number 6, that was Ilyas Lozinski, who actually came into the game during its progress. He got the pinch hitting appearance.
Yeah, strikeout number 18 he was.
And well, it's we mentioned that he's only 15. We saw him put in that unsuccessful slide attempt at catching the ball. I mean, maybe the coach is just going for somebody with more experience, because obviously this is
it.
Yeah, this is the most important part of the game. I mean, this is what it comes down to, and especially after they walked the leadoff batter, it's become pretty tough.
If they decide to bunt.
Of course they do. He squares up for the bunt, takes it back, 1-0. Now a sign coming in from the Russian coach. 2-0 now.
And the pitcher barely stops his motion, so he may. And also the umpires usually at these tournaments, they live for a balk. Now it's okay.
And that's bunted foul.
And again, we're at the execution, which cost the Russians dearly in the earlier phase of the game.
Definitely, but the count's still 2-1, so they're gonna bunt again. I mean, he just needs to go there a bit sooner. Just be there. I mean, he's getting sacrificed. That's hit up in the air. That was a hit and run attempt, and the pop-up fly caught behind second base by the shortstop. 1 out. So at the last moment they decided to change the strategy, but it did not work out as they had hoped it would. 1 out. Next up, Ilya Vorobyev. Pick-off throw to first. Not in time. That one's in there for a strike.
130 kilometers per hour.
Decent speed. And the runner's going, and the throw and the slide, and he's safe. So they now have the game-winning run on at second after a successful steal. The batter is still Ilya Vorobyev. 1 out. And they've got Grigory Kochnov in the on-deck circle. And he hits Vorobyev. And that sets up the stage for Georgi Kochnov.
So runners on first and second base. A great chance to walk off.
Sign coming in. Also, if Team Belarus managed to turn a double, we could go into extra innings. Bit of the old chin music. Yes, now they just need to be patient. Go deep into the count, even at the expense of not swinging at the first strike they see. Gotta work the pitcher. And he misses upstairs. 2-0 the count. That one's in there. 2-1 the count. He shows bunt, pulls it back and then swings at the pitch and misses it. 2-2 the count. And a great pitch into the zone. Strike out. So 2 out. Great job by Kurhun, working back his way back from 2-0 all the way to the strikeout. Batting now is number 7, Vasily Kochnov. They still have that game-winning run on at second. Good aggressive swing, gets a piece of the ball and hits it foul.
Vasily Kochnov is 0 for 3 with a walk.
And the next batter was to have been Maxime Mcaren, who's already out of the game though.
All right, when we were playing, if you got hit by pitch, you got a free Coke from the coach. So that's why a lot of the players didn't duck from the ball.
That's a...
Uh-oh.
And
another...
And he's stranded in a rundown, and he's tagged out, and he'll be going into extra innings. So a running error by number 10. That's the shortstop, I think, Antonio Bulte. So after 9 full innings, this game is still undecided. The score is 1-1. We'll be going into extra innings after a short break.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the extra innings. Tiebreaker rule will be in effect. Runners will be put onto first and second, which should make things faster. We'll see. I mean, this game has been going on for 2 hours and 25 minutes, and we've seen all 9 innings. The runners are already on bases, and the batter will be number 2. That's the new guy, isn't it?
Yes.
Number 2, that was Johan Mikalchuk, who was put into right field before the bottom of the 9th inning. So what's the usual strategy for the tiebreaker?
Usually you start with a bunt, unless you have a really good hitter who can somehow get the ball through, but I would expect a bunt.
There it is, and that will be caught in flight. It was a bit of a push bunt. He was trying to get it past the corner infielder, first baseman. It didn't work out as planned, so 1 down. Next up, number 10, Kirill Karapko. So we're back to the top of the lineup.
Kirill is 0 for 4. He got on base with an error.
So 2 runners on, courtesy of the tiebreaker rule. 1 down. Kayla Kozlovsky in the batter's box. And that's hit foul.
The Russian pitcher has kind of a sidearm motion, which is pretty good contrast to
Yeah, he has
Maxime Mcaren.
a different pitching style, so that could also work for his advantage. Now the sign from the coach.
There we go.
And
No.
that's hit up in the air, and that will stay foul. First baseman couldn't get there in time.
1 and 2. The runner from second base made a fake break.
The count 1 and 2. 1 down, 2 runners on. And the pitch. Hit up in the air, and that will be
Infield
called
fly,
an infield
yep.
fly, definitely. 2 down.
Okay, but as great Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over. So with 2 outs, still
Yeah,
possible danger.
definitely. The batter is number 15, Ilyas Lozinski. They still have a runner in scoring position as per the tiebreaker rule. Swing and a miss.
Okay, another game started in Trnava, and Team Georgia is leading in the first inning, though, over Slovakia 2-1.
That could be an interesting game. Now that's hit up in the air and caught by the first baseman for the out.
So no damage from the Belarus, and
Yeah, they did try to bunt first, however the bunt was up in the air, caught in flight.
that usually puts the team offense down a little bit, because you expect the first batter to bunt it down, move the runner over. Possible chance to play forced out at third base, but
Yeah, that's all obviously also an option. It's actually different from what we have in fast pitch softball, where for the tiebreaker you have the runner on only on second, so there's no forced out situation. So then you can always bunt. I mean, that's just because there's no risk of a
Right.
forced out. Here, I mean, if the bunt is fielded properly and the runner doesn't take a good jump on the situation, there's always the possibility to go to third. But I believe you must have seen plenty of times when the team tried to go to third with the throw, and the throw went wide and the runner
Yeah.
scored.
a lot of strange things happen in the game of baseball. You're under pressure. It's extra inning.
Definitely.
And coming back to the game, Georgia versus Slovakia. Slovakia took the lead in the bottom of the first inning, 3-2.
So that will be a wild game, I believe.
And the funny thing is that they didn't have any hit. They scored 3 runs with no hit, 1 error on the Georgian side.
So 2 runners are put on bases now. And the batter will be obviously number 7. Actually, he didn't finish his at-bat
Yes.
because his teammate was caught stealing. That's number 7, Vasily Kochnov. You can see that the third baseman's standing on the grass as he should. I mean, they're expecting the bunt. Here it comes on the ground.
That's a good bunt.
That is a very good bunt.
And the game is over.
The throw is wide, and Team Russia walk off after they finally executed the bunt that they'd been looking for the entire game. Great job by Vasily Kochnov. There was a very tough bunt to field, picked up by, was it the pitcher? I think it was the pitcher.
I think it might have been the first baseman. We'll see it again.
And then the throw was wide, which allowed the runner from second, who at that point was already on third, to score the game-winning run.
We see Vasily Kochnov limping.
Yeah, he's limping. And
Here we go. It's here again.
oh yeah, it was the third baseman, and that was way wide. And well, yeah, he was going for second unnecessarily. All right, so the teams will now shake hands. That concludes this game of Pool A between Russia and Belarus. The Russians win by a score of 2-1, meaning they will claim third place in the pool, and they'll definitely be playing tomorrow, as we've already said. Who would you say was the player of the game?
Definitely Maxime Mcaren. 19 strikeouts, a base hit, a walk. He was on base twice, and yeah, the Russian team was better. I mean, we talked about it in the break. If you have 8 hits, 4 walks, and the opposing team commits 3 errors, you have to score more than 1 run.
Definitely. Yeah, they had problems bringing in some of the runners, but in the end they got the job done. So that's all from this broadcast. We'll be back with the evening game at 7 o'clock. That will be brought to you by Playo.tv here on this website. It will be in Czech, but still, if you want to watch a good game of baseball, do join us. So that's all from me, Jakub Kopřiva, and my colleague
Richard Kaňa, thank you very much for watching us.
And you can join us later. Bye-bye. Bye.
Playo.tv live broadcasting.